Hello viewers, this is a Talk to Addis weekly program of Addis Media Network, and I'm your host Asrat Addiso. My guest today is Honorable Member of the House of People's Representatives of the Federal Democratic Republic of Ethiopia, and his name is Honorable Kamal Hashim Mohammed, and stay tuned. Hello and welcome. Honorable Kamal Hashim Mohammed. So my first question to you is, how do you see the current development of Addis Ababa and the changes that everybody perceives here in the city?
Thanks, Asad, first for hosting me here, which is a very nice topic. Talk about the emerging development in Addis Ababa. You know, as the name implicates, Addis Ababa means a new flower. And we know, as nature guides, what is new today may be old tomorrow as a flower. But what we see what's going on in Addis now is as if it will always remain as a new. You know, all the infrastructures, look at the parks. Now we are here at the Friendship Park. You can pick Unity Park. You can think of the Muscular Square development. You can think of the recent Museum of Adwa Victory Memorial. You can refer to Ntoto Park. You can see the plazas across the city, even the small parks we have in remote areas of the city. It's very beautiful, built in a very high classic standard that you can see anywhere in the world. Very pleasing to see. You can have all the services in the parks. We're in a cafeteria now. We can order meal, drink, whatever we want. With the standard services. It's a place that people can easily come, talk, have meetings, take a very relaxing time with their loved ones. So it's totally incredible, to be honest. And nobody can know this than someone maybe who gets out of Addis for a while and come back. For those people who have never been to Addis, like for the last 5 or 6 years, trust me, it will be a total dream for them, and they will say, "Are we in Addis or out of, or maybe some other place in the world?" Even us. Now, for me now, I don't mostly stay away from Addis for long, but I sometimes get over this for weeks. In a week's period, when you come back, what you see is incredible. Look at now this corridor development. You see a road being started now, and after a couple of weeks, when you come on that road, it's a totally different place. People work day and night. This is a new culture in Ethiopia. Imagine what kind of job creation is created in a place where people are working day and night, especially users, you know. And look at even the beauty of the roads, the lights. Especially, have you worked at night, Asrat? It's amazing.
Yeah, very much amazing.
Especially if someone who doesn't go out at night and you go out at night and you see the roads. Now we have seen some corridors now inaugurated by the Prime Minister. Totally astonishing. So I could say in general, what we see in the city is to make sure that Addis will always remain Addis as it is forever. So it's very impressive, very beautiful. I'm totally happy now to be in Addis, to call myself I live in Addis, to call myself I'm an Ethiopian. So if you want to now relax and get some kind of happy moments, you don't have to get out of Addis like before and go to nearby towns. You just go out of your house and go, and especially in a very low cost. It's not something built for only for the well-to-do people. Anyone can come. The fee for entry is very cheap, and once you are inside, it's up to you to order, simple things or whatever it is. So it's simply incredible, bro.
When it comes to the corridor development, wherever the corridor development project is carried out, you can observe the fact on the ground that the roads become wider, and the pavements for the pedestrians are also wider, and there are green parts of the corridor development. So how do you see this aspect of the city administration carrying out inclusive type of development?
Yeah, so speaking of the city administration now, uh, it's obvious that the human-based project is not for show. So these projects are designed and built in a way to benefit people from all walks of life and in a very sustainable manner, not for today or for some moments. Are projects that can be benefited by generations. So even when they are built now, when you see the corridor built, you see small house maybe that can be demolished, remote areas. They are given alternative residences. If they are business places, now you can pick the Museum of Adwa Victory Memorial. There are very small shops around there which are not, that much built. When they're demolished and replaced with such classic building, they were given places to continue their business in a better way. So it's a very human-based project, and the very good thing about this project is they are built faster than you believe. Of course, they have a time frame. They meet the time frame, and sometimes they are finished before the time frame. There's a new way of doing business in Ethiopia, thanks to the Prime Minister, and also thanks to the city administration, who's following the due period and doing as guided by our Prime Minister, who's being a pioneer in finishing projects on time or before time. We are appreciated if you finish before time. On time, on time has become common. As an administrator or as a project manager, you need appreciation, you have to finish before time. On time has become a common thing. You know that, the culture in this country, it used to be delayance with excuse has been common, but not anymore now. So it's a human-based project that's benefiting people from all walks of life, and which puts into considerations everyone and everything within the project. That's how I put it, bro.
The work culture is also, changed. Due to these projects, people are working 24 hours. And Addis is turning to be a city that not sleeps during the night time as well. How do you see this aspect as well?
Well, now, when we see that replacing shanty houses with a better fancying, classic, and renovating houses, we have to consider where Addis stands in the world. Addis is the seat of the African Union. Addis is the epicenter of intercontinental diplomacy. A lot of international conferences are held here. As a result, which even a lot of people label the city as the third global, city that hosts global conferences next to New York and Geneva. So having this picture in the world, Addis needs to grow better. And we appreciate this booming growth in Addis, which we live in now, continue to happen and to impress the world. So, and the residents of Addis understood this. That's why they're cooperating, the city administration, with all this infrastructure, with all the consequences. Sometimes it affects us one way or other way. It may have its own negative impact, but is for the better tomorrow of the city and for the country as a whole. So I think now Addis has the government and the administrator that knows its place, that knows where it stands, that knows where it deserves, be it as a city or as its residents. That's how I see it.
What really do this corridor development benefit the diplomacy aspects of the city in particular and the country at large?
So now the way business is done in the world is changing time after time. And there's nothing you're given for free. Everything goes with criteria. So when you held a conference, anyone who organized the conference, they want to know, is it peaceful? Is there enough infrastructure for the participants to walk here and there? Is there enough environment to relax? Conferences where ideas are generated is a very relaxed mind that generates ideas, Are there enough services? How's the security? And how are the people? All these things matters. So the city development is one way that Addis can continue to be very competent in fulfilling the desired criteria of hosting high-level conferences. That is the seat of African Union. It's not something easy. It goes with the criteria as well. We didn't own it simply, and as we continue developing the city and meeting the standards, the fact that Addis is chosen for many noble events will continue to remain. Even beyond that, I'm sure with this development, Addis will even be the center of tourism. There's a lot to watch, there's a lot to learn. Go to now the Museum of Adwa Victory Memorial. It's very educational and entertaining. Go to all the parks. Now go to the Unity Park. You see all the regions of Ethiopia there. You see the history of Ethiopian leadership. Before and now, even till now, how it goes. So you see, these areas where you learn and at the same time you enjoy. Like education, entertainment is interlinked in all these developments. So it will be hopefully and for sure a center of tourism as well. And you know that tourism increases a great income for a country's development. So that's how I see it, Asrat.
So I remember an interview from one of the nearby towns responded to a journalist actually working for Addis Media Network. She said, had it been the plane that I took as a transportation means to come here, I would consider this place to be abroad, she said. That's amazing. What do you think of the future prospects of this development?
Yeah, before answering your question, I want to add up on that experience you had of someone considering this to be abroad. So our attitude towards abroad is highly developed, highly beautiful. That's why whenever people see something beautiful, they take it to somewhere abroad that doesn't belong to us. I do experience the same thing. Families abroad, be it in highly developed countries. So whenever you happen to have a WhatsApp call, someone from Addis, people will question, where is it, are you sure it's in Addis? Kind of that. So one thing we happen to know now as a government now, and what we didn't know before is the resources we have at hand that we didn't use well, that we didn't benefit well from it. That's what this government can happen to understand. That's what we mean by prosperity. It's not a prosperity that comes from the sky or that we import from any other countries. As the prosperity we always have had, but we didn't know how to use it. Or we didn't live with it up to the standard. It's just opening the eye of all Ethiopians how this country is rich with resources that if can be well used can happen to be any other countries that people are fond of now, that people are proud of, will happen to be proud of this country in the same manner, if not in a better manner. So that's it. So the future of this development is to be a city that everyone will be proud of, be an Ethiopian or not an Ethiopian. A city anyone will say, have you been to Addis? Now, any Ethiopian, you see that you can name big cities, in the world, they will say to you, oh, I've been to that city, this city, and whoever has been to that city, will talk very proudly. So the time that people, be it in Ethiopian or not in Ethiopian, will speak of having the privilege to be in Addis is happening, and will even happen in a big manner soon. Look at those former football players who came to Addis, who was in a football match with the Prime Minister in his team, which was very nice. If you have followed their interview, you cannot imagine how they expressed. Even I cannot express the happiness as they expressed it, because I've been here and all this and I don't feel it. So that's the future we're seeing in this area.
the leadership has showed its commitment, starting from the Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed, highly committed for these projects, not only confined in Addis, but at national level. And even the city administration, including the mayor, they work long hours, late in the night. So the leadership, public, ties, and there were many volunteers in the projects. By their own willingly people just participated in these projects. And how do you see this aspect of the project, the city development?
Yeah, so speaking of leadership, we see a shift in Ethiopia of what we call now. We have a serving leadership. A serving leadership is a leader who's proud of serving, not staying in office and playing those bossy games where you only order and you think things happen because you just ordered. It's a serving leadership that leads by example. Coming to the project is encouraging, correcting, recognizing everyone's effort in the project. That's what they are doing, and it's obvious that for this serving leadership change, Prime Minister Dr. Abiy Ahmed is a pioneer, and all other leaders, speak in Addis or in the regions, are trying to follow. Of course, we see developments in other cities of the country as well. But I think an example as an Addis, and this will continue. This is going to be the picture of the country, where every other city will also do the same thing. So the change we see in the leadership is we have a serving leadership now, and this serving leadership enables the nations to really fully utilize their capacity. And if the nation use their capacity fully, you can imagine what we can bring in this country where we are 120 plus millions. So yeah, that's the change I see in terms of leadership.
Premier, awarded some media outlets, about 11, I think, out of the 69 media outlets,
right.
11 were awarded.
Right.
And mine is one of them.
Oh, great.
Addis Media Network.
Great, congratulations.
Yeah, thanks. And the Premier just, told the media outlets just to foster, to nurture the peace and the internal stability and the development of the nation. What remarks do you have on this topic?
Yeah, very good. This quite related to what we're discussing now. I'm glad you picked it, and you don't need to pardon me. So now, media is a big change agent, as you know. A lot of these changes we have seen in this city, and all those positive things we've been talking about so far, you and I, are a result of change in practice. Change in practice or behavior comes when there's change in attitude. One of the ways you change people's attitude is through media, in what you show and what you tell. And if you have seen, a lot of these works in which the Prime Minister is the pioneer are impacting the nation practically by what they're looking from the media, and because of what you, Addis Media, with all the other media organizations that have been awarded, are doing is showing these positive results. And now look at our offices in Addis, not only government offices. Go to any private office. They are highly classic, very beautiful, clean toilets, world-class standards. The government never gave this money. But when the government started beautifying its working environment, starting with the Prime Minister's office, all the offices in the ministry or other government offices, the same thing happened in other offices of the private sector. Where did they see it? From the media. They never had a chance to talk in person to the Prime Minister or any other government official. So this media that are broadcasting positive stories and success stories that can be a good example for the nation, the same thing happens in the practice of the city or anywhere in the country. So I appreciate it was a nice recognition, and it should continue every year. It is showing the role the media is playing in the development of the country, be it at city or in a country level. It's just telling them that your role is well recognized In the prosperity, we are aspiring. And for the prosperity, we are working and need to continue. That's the message it conveys. And I believe that that was a very profound decision, a very wise consideration. It should continue. And also using this opportunity, I would like to call on all media organizations in the country. They should continue their good work and they should focus on what the result is going to be. In everything they broadcast, in everything, one must consider the end. One matters the end. At the end of the day, what we need is the development. And at the end of the day, we are a sovereign country and we have one country. Whoever we are in the politics or in the media, we are called Ethiopians. And we remain to be called Ethiopians. So long as Ethiopia is strong,
Very strong.
and prosperous, we can call ourselves. If this country is not put together, we don't have that name. We keep that name when we work for that name. So that was a bold move, Asrat. And I say, kudos, Prime Minister Abiy. Yeah.
Yeah, finally, I would like, to offer my gratitude to you on behalf of the Addis Media Network and, of course, myself. Thank you so much for conducting this interview. And I hope we will see each other again on another session. And that's all for today. As you attended, me and my guest focused on the corridor development of the city of Addis Ababa and its diplomatic prospectus. We will focus on some another topic in the next session. Stay with us.